Hey guys, Dylan from the Geek Duo here, and today I'll be bringing you my reaction to Arcane Season 2, Episode 6, titled The Message Hidden Within the Pattern. Healing comes from a familiar face, in an unfamiliar place. A stunning betrayal threatens to change countless lives. Okay, so this is obviously going to be continuing off of where the last episode ended, with Jace setting out to see Victor's new form. And I want to immediately talk about something that I saw being pointed out on Instagram, in that when they're down in the Hex Tech backup system, you see it with Heimerdinger, you see it with Echo, and you see it with Jace when they're down there the first time. It is very cold down there because their breath is visible. And when Jace comes back from wherever the Arcane took him, his breath is still visible. Yet at no point throughout that entire sequence, last episode, do you see Cello breathe once. So whatever Victor did to Cello, he wasn't human anymore. So Jace seeing this after whatever he's been going through the last 3 to 6 months, yeah, I can see it's that whole not quite human phenomenon, like Uncanny Valley in that. I can see how someone with such a damaged mental state would be like, hey, nope, and squish. So, yeah, I'm just worried about what that's going to mean in this episode. And I have a really bad feeling that he's going to be the betrayal. Because obviously the first half is Victor healing people down in the Shimmer Den, or whatever you want to call that little really deep place. But yeah, I just figure that the betrayal might be him. But on a lighter note for those two characters, I have been seeing an influx of a old meme sound. Well, I say old because it happened, I don't remember if it happened early this year, late last year, but it's the, you're not ascending to godhood, you're just dehydrated. Out of my way, gay boy, I'm about to liberate my divine self. And I have seen that so many times with Jason Victor since yesterday. And it's just, yeah, that is pretty much how episode 4 went down. Not episode 4, episode 3, I think it was actually, where Victor came back to life. And yeah, that was just funny. But yeah, I still want to know, where are Heimerdinger and Echo? Because, like, Jace came back. I don't know why the Arcane released him. But, yeah, I don't know why the other two weren't there. But maybe they come back this episode. We'll only know in 3, 2, 1, and go. Oh yeah, another thing I saw since yesterday, and it's related to my discussion at the end, is they always had plans for Vi and Jinx to be sisters, but they didn't know whether to explicitly put it out in the game or just leave breadcrumbs for people to find. But they initially had Jinx be the older sister who remembered that Vi was her sister, yet Vi only knew herself as an orphan. Hmm. I was expecting more of a complete crunch. He really did liberate his divine self. Okay, well, he really has ascended. Still don't trust whoever is taking on the face of Sky, because that is very obviously using a familiar face to manipulate him. But I have seen people talk that the whole point of this arc, well, not even the arc, the whole season is manipulation. Like Ambessa manipulating Piltover for her goals, um, with specifically Caitlyn, this Force manipulating Victor. Um, there was another point they put out, but I forget what it was. Those are some interesting stars with the hook at the end. What is Richter's deal with his ruined metal? She landed a hit? Hmm. He didn't seem to like that. Something I've also noticed is they all seem to have a white stripe in their hair. That's smart. Keep the core. Yeah, I'd take the core out of those, Isha. Oh, he's even got the long hair now. Hmm. He broke through to the man inside. Hmm. You saw into the heart, not just the beast. Or does he know who Vander is? Aww. Rude. But it is what you know. So let me guess. Jace arrives at night and Vander could have stopped him. You know, for a place in the faults, this is very lively. I once again have to comment on how much I'm loving these really weird shots that appear in each episode. She looked a lot like Powder did when she was young. Because the age Vi is now would be about the age Powder was during, what was it, Arc 1 of Season 1. The betrayal could also be Caitlyn. I'm just now realizing. You're about to get your ass kicked, isn't he? Hmm. It seems that whatever Sinch did to Vanda is it the same corruption that is affecting everything. Did he do this intentionally? The more I know, the more that I know I don't know. Hmm. The final evolution is death. The place every being goes to. Hmm. What are you doing, Vi? You must know he knows he's being followed. He's the bloodthirsty murderous beast. Hmm. I do have to wonder, is this all for show? The betrayal in the synopsis has really made me question everyone. Um, how did she get her gun? Oh, that's what Isha was bringing. Never mind. But she seemed to be able to see without the telescope that Singed and Caitlin were there. Hmm. Haven't learned that one either. That's it's an effective capture weapon. But how does that betrayal risk people's lives? Unless it's the fact that the Noxians aren't there to stop Jace. You gonna kill another kid, Jace? Oh yeah, no, his thing's definitely corrupted. I thought it was glowing an odd color in the last episode, but Okay, Zenyatta. Oh, great. He's got absorption. Or mitigation. Not sure which. I still want to know what's been done to her to give her this speed and like inertia defying ability, because she'll be in the air then zip a different direction, and it's whenever she does that her eyes glow pink. How quickly do they revert? And this is what was shown at the start of the episode. Interesting. What is the significance of that gear? Because it's shown up like 3 times this. Congrats, Chase. You just killed everyone. Singed woke up, didn't he? Okay. I was really worried that that was where this was going to end. Hmm. Where's the kid? Kid, no. You better not die. Really? My dog just opened my door to escape the vacuum. One sec. I, I don't actually remember. Okay, I'm back. My dog managed to open my door to escape the vacuum. You're gonna over. Well, I don't think the kid survived that, but um, I'm pretty sure Warwick would have, because we saw he has some insane regeneration. My one stipulation was that the kid didn't die. Oh. Maybe my dog knew that I'd need him after that ending. That's the real reason he came in here, not to escape the vacuum. I knew it was too good to be true. Just Jinx having a happy time with her family. And when I looked over when you had the family hugging in the greenhouse with Caitlin there, and it was only like 33 minutes, I'm like, that's not the end of the episode. Dang it, Chase. This is. I know it's not your fault because you're being manipulated by the Arcane. I don't know why it wants you to work against Victor because, well, the Arcane is what created Victor. It's what's feeding all his healing. Yet it's also what corrupted Jace. I don't know if it's a universal force of for healing there must also be corruption, good and evil, and just the innate innate balance of everything, with the Arcane being the driving force of all that. Like, it's chosen its champion for good, it's also got to choose a champion to be of opposition to that. I don't know what it is, but there's definitely something that happened to Jace with the same thing that turned Victor into what he is, that drove his actions in this episode. Because you saw how he was hallucinating all of Victor's healed as just faceless shadows, and that there was the constant repeating of "I won't fail" and all that every time he was having an episode, the weird splitting of his face and everything. Like, it's definitely something compelling him for the actions that he took. So I can't really blame Jace. But also, god damn it, Jace, this is all your fault. If he didn't do that, if he'd just been able to speak with Victor, like, actually speak, not be corrupted and speak, like Jace actually able to speak with Victor, for Jace to be able to see what Victor's done, everything would have been different. But no. Which again leads into what I said earlier in this video of there is the overarching theme of manipulation. Which, yeah. I knew I was too happy to be where we ended it. Like, there's no way Warwick died. We saw his regeneration. Singe spoke about his regeneration. There's no way he did. It is possible that Victor also isn't dead. Like, he will rise again. But there's also the fact that the Messiahs only rose once so far, if you believe the Bible. So the second coming of Victor may be in the future. Yeah. That kid's definitely dead. Like, no doubt about it. Now both Vi and Jinx are without their gemstone-infused weapons. Because Isha took Jinx's gun and the gemstones that were in Vi's gauntlets, and yeah, so neither of them have their weapons. Caitlyn still has hers. Maddie probably has hers, but she's probably going to be on Ambessa's side. Big Boy might still have his shield, or that could be locked up in Piltover. And still no word about Maddie's partner. So, yeah. There are still gemstones out there. There's also Jace's corrupted gemstone. But, yeah. They also took down a whole host of Noxians in that explosion. So, that would probably deal a big blow to Ambessa, which could leave her weakened for an invasion from the Black Rose, which is what seems to be the intention with Mel and everything. I really don't see how they're wrapping everything up in these last 3 episodes. Because what were we at a similar point in this, in the last season? Right. This point, last season, was where we had the reunion of Vi and Jinx. Echo then kidnapped Jinx, and there was also setting up the closed or restricted borders on the bridges between Piltover and Zorn. That was where this that's where this show was at this point in the last season. There's a lot more storylines that have been loosened in this season. I don't know how they're going to complete it. Now, it could be that Mel is getting her own show. I don't know if that's confirmed, but they did say they wanted to do more. Like, this is the end of the Arcane story, which, really, the Arcane story is Jason Victor. Yes, Vi, Jinx, and Caitlyn are our main characters, but in relation to Hex Tech and the Arcane and everything, it's all been Jason Victor. So it could be that by the end of this, either they've both been taken out and Hex Tech has been sort of destroyed, which would weaken Piltover massively, or they both get absorbed into the Arcane, and then that is the threat for the future shows, is the return of the Arcane. Because you remember, back in Season 1, Heimerdinger warned that he had seen things like this happen, many a kingdom fall to mages. Well, not kingdoms, but you know what I mean. So, yeah. Anyway, I've got to get to editing this episode, so I'm going to end this one here. I'll catch you in the next one.